Hello, English learners, and welcome back to the Real English Podcast.
I'm Jack. It's so great to be here.
And I'm Emily. How are you doing today, Jack?
I'm doing well, but I have a funny question.
Okay, I'm ready. What do you want to ask?
So, how much money do you make each year?
Oh, wow. That's a really direct question to ask.
Right. It feels super uncomfortable to just ask that.
It really does. And that's exactly our topic today.
Yes, we're talking about pennies and paychecks right now.
Discussing money in social settings is a delicate dance.
It sure is. Talking about your personal salary is tricky.
Exactly. You can't just ask direct questions about debt.
Yeah, you really need to use softer, indirect language.
We use a lot of euphemisms to stay polite.
Have you noticed that when talking with your friends?
I definitely have. I might say I'm slightly broke.
Or you might say you're a little short on cash.
That's a perfect example. Why is this topic useful?
Well, advanced learners need to navigate these cultural boundaries.
Good point. It really helps you read the room better.
Right. You have to understand what people aren't saying.
It builds relationships without making things socially awkward, right?
So true. Let's get ready for these real situations.
Sounds great. Let's jump right into the vocabulary preview. Let's get ready for our upcoming dialogue section.
Good idea. We have 3 useful phrases for you today.
These will help you understand the upcoming money conversation.
Strapped for cash. This is a really great idiom for you to know.
Yeah, we use it when we don't have much money.
Exactly. It sounds much softer than saying you're broke.
Broke can sound a little bit too harsh, right?
It really can. I'm often strapped for cash right before payday.
Same here. It just means money is a little tight right now.
It's a nice way to decline an expensive dinner invitation.
Good point. You can just say you're a little strapped for cash. Ballpark figure. What exactly does this phrase mean, Jack?
It means a rough estimate, not a perfectly exact number.
Right. It comes from the game of baseball, doesn't it?
It sure does. A baseball ballpark is a very big area.
So, you're giving an answer that is somewhere in that big area.
Exactly. It's incredibly useful when you're discussing personal salaries.
Yes, people usually hate giving their exact income numbers.
So true. You might politely ask for a ballpark figure instead.
It feels much less nosy and invasive that way.
Go Dutch. This is a very classic phrase for paying restaurant bills.
It is. Going Dutch means everyone pays for their own meal.
Do you usually go Dutch with your friends, Emily?
Mostly, yeah. It really just makes things much easier.
I completely agree. No one feels like they owe anyone money.
Exactly. It keeps the friendship completely stress-free and relaxed.
You just split the bill and pay for your own share.
It's a perfect phrase for navigating modern social situations.
Now that we know the vocabulary, let's move on to the dialogue. So, are we still looking at renting that cabin for the weekend?
Yeah, I think it sounds like a fun getaway. What do you guys think?
I'm definitely in, but we should probably talk about the budget first.
Good point. Have you looked at the prices online, Sarah?
I have. The luxury ones are quite steep right now.
Right? Honestly, I should probably mention I'm a bit strapped for cash this month.
I completely understand, Leo. We really don't need anything too extravagant.
Exactly. Keeping it simple is better anyway. What's our limit?
Well, can you give us a ballpark figure of what works for you, Leo?
Maybe around 100 each for the whole weekend. Is that realistic?
Yeah, that's totally doable. There are some great standard cabins in that range.
Perfect. And what about groceries and eating out?
I think it's easiest if we just go Dutch on all the meals.
That's a great idea. It makes tracking expenses so much easier for everyone.
Yeah, it really takes the pressure off. I'll send you guys some links today.
Welcome back, everyone. Did you guys enjoy that conversation about money?
Talking about money with friends is definitely tricky, right?
Oh yeah, it can get really awkward really fast.
Exactly. That's why we use special phrases to soften the blow.
Let's look at some phrases from the dialogue today.
The first one is strapped for cash. Have you ever been strapped for cash, Jack?
Oh, plenty of times, especially when I was back in college.
Right. It basically means you don't have much money right now.
Exactly. It's a nice, polite way to say you're completely broke.
It sounds temporary, which is why it feels much less heavy.
Good point. You aren't saying you have no money forever.
No, just right now. Like, I can't go out tonight, I'm strapped for cash.
I see. So what's the next phrase on our list today, Emily?
The next phrase we heard is a ballpark figure.
I actually use this specific phrase all the time.
Really? When do you usually use it in everyday life?
Usually when someone asks how much a big purchase cost me.
Like buying a new car? Or maybe a big home repair?
Exactly. A ballpark figure is simply just a rough estimate.
Right. It means you aren't giving an exact number at all.
Why do people use this when talking about their salaries?
Well, giving your exact salary can feel a bit too personal.
That's true. So a ballpark figure keeps things vague but still helpful.
Exactly. You might ask, can you give me a ballpark figure?
I like that. It definitely keeps the pressure off both people.
What about when it's time to pay the dinner bill?
Ah, that brings us to our last phrase, which is go Dutch.
To go Dutch. Do you usually like going Dutch on dates?
Sometimes, yeah. It just means everyone pays for their own meal.
Right? Or you just split the whole bill evenly between everyone.
Exactly. It's very common with friends, don't you think?
Oh, definitely. It stops anyone from feeling like they owe you money.
Good point. So you might just say, let's go Dutch tonight.
Yeah. It makes paying the bills so much easier and fairer.
It really does. Advanced learners should definitely try using these phrases.
I agree completely. They will really make you sound very natural.
We just explored some really useful money idioms.
Yeah, they really help soften a sensitive topic.
Exactly. Money can make people so nervous, right?
It definitely can. I always feel awkward discussing prices.
Me too. That's why having ready phrases is great.
Right. You want to sound polite, not blunt.
So let's build some fluency with related conversational patterns.
Good idea. What's our first social situation today?
Well, imagine you can't afford a pricey dinner.
Ah, instead of just saying you're totally broke.
Right, we talked about being strapped for cash earlier.
But there are other soft ways to explain that.
Definitely. You could say things are a bit tight.
I use that one. It sounds temporary and polite.
Yeah, it really does. How do you usually say it?
I usually say, things are a bit tight this month.
Or maybe, my budget is a bit tight right now.
That works perfectly. It avoids giving too many details.
Very true. What about giving someone an estimate?
Is that like the ballpark figure we discussed before?
Exactly. How else can we soften a big number?
You can use the phrase, roughly speaking.
Oh, that's a very common phrase in casual business.
Yeah, it sets expectations without making a strict promise.
Like, roughly speaking, the repairs will cost $500.
Right? Or, it'll take 2 weeks, roughly speaking.
I see. So it works beautifully for time and money.
It really does. Finally, what about paying at restaurants?
We talked about going Dutch for that, right?
We did. Another very natural pattern is splitting the bill.
That's clear, direct, and totally polite for friend groups.
Yeah, you can just say, let's split the bill evenly.
Or maybe, would you mind if we split the bill?
Exactly. It completely removes all the awkward guessing.
It really does. These phrases make money talk much easier.
They sure do. Try using them with your friends.
Now that we've learned some advanced expressions for talking about money, let's listen to the dialogue one more time to hear them in action. So, are we still looking at renting that cabin for the weekend?
Yeah, I think it sounds like a fun getaway. What do you guys think?
I'm definitely in, but we should probably talk about the budget first.
Good point. Have you looked at the prices online, Sarah?
I have. The luxury ones are quite steep right now.
Right? Honestly, I should probably mention I'm a bit strapped for cash this month.
I completely understand, Leo. We really don't need anything too extravagant.
Exactly. Keeping it simple is better anyway. What's our limit?
Well, can you give us a ballpark figure of what works for you, Leo?
Maybe around 100 each for the whole weekend. Is that realistic?
Yeah, that's totally doable. There are some great standard cabins in that range.
Perfect. And what about groceries and eating out?
I think it's easiest if we just go Dutch on all the meals.
That's a great idea. It makes tracking expenses so much easier for everyone.
Yeah, it really takes the pressure off. I'll send you guys some links today.
It's so much easier to catch those phrases the second time around.
Definitely. Hearing Leo talk about his budget feels very natural now.
Right. And Sarah handled it perfectly. She kept things comfortable.
Exactly. That's a great example of navigating money talks with friends.
Now it's your turn to practice using these expressions.
We picked out some key lines from the conversation for you.
You'll hear the phrase first, and then there will be a short pause.
Just listen closely and repeat out loud. Let's get started.
The luxury ones are quite steep right now. I'm a bit strapped for cash this month. We really don't need anything too extravagant. Can you give us a ballpark figure? I think it's easiest if we just go Dutch. It makes tracking expenses so much easier.
Awesome job with the practice, everyone.
Yeah, getting comfortable with these phrases really just takes time.
But you're definitely on the right track.
Thank you so much for joining us for this topic.
We hope you feel more confident talking about money in English.
If you liked today's lesson, please hit the like button below.
Right? And be sure to share it with your study partners.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more great lessons.
We really appreciate you learning with us today.
Goodbye for now, and we'll see you in the next video.
Take care, everyone. Catch you next time.